Make it out. Here at Innovate, we feature local businesses here in San Marcos. But before we jump into everything that we are working on and our amazing guest speaker tonight, be sure to grab some drinks and some food because Rip Current is amazing, and so is the taco bar in the back. So I am your host. My name is Zach Robb. I am the co-founder of the Insight Shopping app. And here at Innovate, we feature local businesses here in San Marcos. These are the companies that we go to get our haircuts, to get our cars cleaned, get our cars fixed, tires replaced, get our shirts, our shoes. When our phones aren't working, these are the people who fix our phones and computers. So we work with pretty much all product and service providers here in San Marcos. So we encourage you all to shop local, and Insight is the best way to do that, obviously. So be sure to download the app if you haven't already. And we are going to jump right into it. My guest speaker today started a business here in town called Real Deal Cabinets, and he's the one that helps us with our kitchen cabinets. So ladies and gentlemen, give a round of applause to my good friend, Barry Young.
I like your stage, by the way. This looks like something my guys might have built. Thanks for coming. So my background, I guess, is I grew up in a very small town in Utah. There's probably more people in that high school than my whole town. And when I moved here to start this company, I knew one guy, and it was Mr. Mike Nord and his wife.
Sucker!
He talked me into coming here, my wife and I, and when we built this company, we knew nobody and knew very little about what we were doing. And I had an enclosed box trailer, and I would show up to people's houses and pull the door down, and there was my showroom. Which is how I started the whole thing. And then when we would sell a job, I would take him to his house and build him out of his garage. So that is how we started this thing, and I siphoned through quite a few people to find good installers and good fabricators for everything that we do, as my clients that are here in the middle know. How ironic, Zach, that you have it here, because 2 buildings over is where we first moved to once we got out of a storage unit, which is where we built cabinets after his garage. So that is where we made it all happen, 2 buildings over there, and everything else just kind of fell into place. We went from knowing nobody to doing over $2 million in revenue in the last 5 years, consecutive every year. And I think a big success to it is you gotta stand behind what you do. If you tell people you're gonna do it, you gotta do it at all costs, no matter what. And we still abide by that. All my guys that have worked at you guys' house, and these people all know, and Zach has obviously been with me for about 6 years. So the main thing I think with our success is having good people that do the work. Make sure that you stand behind what you do, and make sure that people are happy when you're done. Hopefully they are, as you guys kind of are.
Well, we're not done yet.
Yeah, we're still in the making with your house.
Another beer!
Another round for these guys, please. Then we can be done. But, yeah, it's been, we moved here, 8 years ago? 8 years ago, from not knowing anybody to where we're at now. We do about 10 to 15 houses a month, and it's been fun. So, yeah, we love it here. What else you want me to talk about?
What about the risk part of it?
The what?
The risk in starting
the risk. Jeez.
starting a local business.
Well, when we moved here, we sold our house, and well, actually, when we moved here, we put our house up for sale. We didn't even have it sold. We put it up for sale and risked everything we had to come here and make it work. Not knowing anybody or anything in this industry, it was a huge risk. It was a huge gamble. Luckily, my wife didn't divorce me when I told her what I wanted to do. But you know, in small business, there's a risk to all of it, and you got to outweigh the reward to it, and it definitely outweighed it. So I was willing to gamble on it. So was she. So luckily, you know, it paid off. I think one of the best analogies that I ever got with anybody that talks about opening or starting a small business is pretty much like if you picture an airplane. If you look at an airplane and when it goes to take off, an airplane uses about 70% of the fuel that's in its tank, getting it off the ground and up in the air. Once it's up in the air, it glides until it lands. Opening up a small business, it's the same thing. You're going to use about 75% of everything you've got to get it up and going, and once it's up and going, it's a matter of managing it, keeping it going, and making sure that you know you stick to your model no matter what, and having the right people in place. So we've always stuck by that. We're one of the only construction companies in San Diego County that's got over 200 5-star reviews, and that's next to impossible to do, but we did it. So that's the main risk. Yes, my friend.
How many businesses have you ran before?
Oh man, you had to ask that. So,
I hear you preaching.
a lot. When my wife and I met, we were in a network marketing company. And I went from painting cars to being in a network marketing company to selling furniture, like you see at Furniture Row. One of my good friends that we met in the network marketing company that I met my wife and one of my best friend Mike's at. When the network marketing company took a turn like they always do, he was into the furniture business, so he got us into the furniture, and we moved. I actually moved here from Utah and ran one of his stores out of a storage unit selling mattresses. And then we kind of took that, and my wife and I moved to Seattle, well, Texas, Seattle, Utah, and Vegas, all doing furniture stores, getting them up and going, and then selling them off. And then when everything crashed, and I believe 06, 07 is when I got back into construction. So to answer your question, how many? There's only been about 5 different businesses, but there's been about 20 of them that we've done throughout the whole time. But 5 different ones as far as different styles of furniture and construction and network marketing and walking around selling business cards on doors that you get a coupon from. God, I forgot about that. So you remember that? Yeah, that didn't work either. Any other questions? Yeah, 18 years ago. So,
what was the hardest part in starting a business? Would you say what's the hardest thing to get over?
The hardest part altogether on any of them, I think, is having the vision and sticking to it. Because you know, when you have a vision of a small business, there's a lot of different distractions. When I first moved here, we had our company name as Real Deal Cabinets, which is what's on my shirt. And about 2 years into it, I added construction, because I think people liked hiring us to do their kitchen remodels, but they also wanted us to do everything. Nobody wanted to hire 10 different guys to come in and do a remodel. So we had to expand it, but I still had to keep the vision. At the end of the day, doing your kitchen and their bathrooms was the main vision that I've always had. So it's hard to tell people no when they want certain other things done, because I'm a guy that likes to do a lot of different things, as these couples know. Oh yeah. Yes, I swam in your backyard. You gotta be more specific. So yeah, I would say the hardest thing is keeping the vision and sticking to it without getting sidetracked and jumping into different things. I've met a lot of people in the last 20 years that are self-employed, and what they originally wanted to do, if it didn't take off in the first 2 years, they jump on other things. In network marketing, if any of you have been in that, they call them the jumpers, because they jump from one company to the other to the other. And I think that was the main thing I hated about network marketing was how many friends that we made, and the next thing you know, they're scattered into a million different companies versus sticking into one and staying with it. So that definitely.
So stick with it. Stick with it.
Stick with it. Yeah, you gotta give it 5 years, no matter what. If you can't make it in 5 years, then work on something else. Give it at least 5 years.
Okay.
Unless it's drinking beer, then you gotta give it a lot longer.
Cheers to that, yeah.
My drink's down there, but any other? Yeah.
Oh, go ahead. What are the pros and cons of being a business owner?
The pros and cons of owning your own business. How much time do we have? I would say the pros are you're your own boss, you write your own schedule. So when you want to take a day off, you decide to take a day off. That's probably the biggest pro in my eyes, because I love hanging out with my wife and kids. So when I want to take a day off, I just have to make sure that everything's in line and I take a day off. The cons are you're responsible for everything. So in construction, I think the worst part is everybody has my cell phone number. They don't have all my guys to do the work. So one of the biggest cons of owning your own company is you're on the hook for everything. Yeah, you're married to your business, and anything good or bad is on your shoulders, and everybody that you're dealing with is up to you. So I think the hardest part with our construction is we got about 20 guys that I'm responsible for their income, and in furniture it was just me and her. I didn't have anybody else, so it was awesome. You're responsible for that many people's income. It weighs on your shoulders pretty hard. So yeah, you get out of it what you put into it.
How many hours are you putting in?
Too many. I started unanswering my phone at about 7:30 at night for that reason. But yeah. What was your question?
Oh, like in a market like today where people change jobs pretty frequently, how do you acquire the talent that you have, your employees? How do you keep them in not going out to other places?
I think the easiest way to keep good guys is make sure you pay them what they're worth. I think in construction, the hardest part for clients to realize is you're not paying them for your time, you're paying them for their knowledge. And when you're paying a bunch of guys for their knowledge, it can get out of hand really fast. But as long as you're fair with your guys and you keep them working and they always get paid, they'll stick with you for a long time. Like Zach and Jim, one of our other guys, those are the two that have been with us the longest, and I don't think they've ever had to worry about their checks bouncing from me, and they've never had to go longer than 2 weeks to get a check, unless they forget to turn in their hours.
You're looking at Zach.
Jim's probably wrong. What was the other part?
No, that was it. I mean, I would just, because some of the people that have done some of the work in the house, obviously they're very talented at what they do.
Yeah.
I'm thinking, hey, how does Barry keep these guys in house?
Yeah, and I think that's the main.
That's a good plan.
Yeah, the main thing, and it's hard in construction because there's so many contractors in this parking lot. There's like 3 other contractors' trucks that are all here, so guys can go anywhere and get work. I think the easiest thing for us is all my guys like to work for me because I'm not mean, I'm not rude. When things go south on a job, I don't take it out on them. And when they need something, I make sure that I figure out how to get it to them. So that keeps a lot of guys around. Tomas has been at your house. He's been with me for a long time.
Isaac too?
Isaac's been with me for a long time. Francisco. So everybody that's been at both you guys' houses has been with me for at least 5 years, 4 years. And shoot, they could go work for so many other contractors,
And
but
that's what I mean. I mean, that's in today's market, someone's always going to try to potentially poach talent.
yeah. Yeah, and you know, the main part is when they turn in their hours and what they're owed, I don't ever question it. I just pay them because I know without those guys, my company fails. And that's something that I've always stuck to with all of them. I'm pretty sure Zach can vouch for it. Is I've never tried to question any of my guys' pay or their hours. What they tell me they're owed is what they're owed. And I've never really had a problem.
Trust there both ways.
Yeah, yeah, it goes both ways. Because to have a construction company, it's not a one-man operation, as you guys all know. Or any, yeah. Our furniture store, it was us, because we had a showroom, and I didn't need a bunch of cell phones. I didn't want them. Because they just give you a headache sometimes. In construction, you got so many different trades. In a house, you have to have all them guys. It can't be a 2 or 3 guy operation, no matter what. So, but it's fun. Every day is a different day. It's not a desk job. I would not be here if it was a desk job. Interesting, yeah. It's always interesting. Yeah. He's been trying to get me to his house for a remodel for 7 years.
You're on the list.
I'll get there. You're on the list. Yeah. It's a long list. You're there. Any other questions?
What advice would you have for someone just starting out who wants to do what you did?
For somebody that's just starting out in any business, not what I do, but I think anybody that's starting out, the best advice I would give them is don't be afraid to work. You're going to work your ass off, no matter what it is. Every business that we've started, it takes a lot of work and dedication, and you either have to have it or go get a job, because if you don't have the dedication and the hard work ethic, you'll never have your own business successful. It just doesn't work. It takes a lot of work, a lot of patience, and a lot of dedication. If you got those, you can make anything happen. I'm a prime example. I don't have any degrees in any businesses. I grew up on a farm. I painted cars, as these two know.
But he did win a bunch of saddles roping. Apparently, he's quite the cowboy.
Yeah, before I moved here, I was a professional cowboy, but it's too expensive to have horses here.
You traded boots for sandals.
Yeah, I traded in my pants and my boots for flip-flops and shorts.
Yeah.
And surfboard, which I'm not very good at. So you gotta help me with that.
We'll work on it.
Let's trade. You want to stand up paddleboard?
I gotta go stand up paddleboard in the garage.
I know.
If I can get you in a basket.
I need it. I'll trade. That's a fair trade.
Order more than just
Very fair trade.
I'll pick them out.
Yeah. Baseboards on the main floor for surf lessons.
Oh, that's a very great.
There we go.
Sounds good.
All right, I'll do them.
You good? All right, thanks for having me.
Ladies and gentlemen, very yeah, thank you all for coming out. Here at Innovate, we believe that innovation doesn't come from a corporate building somewhere, doesn't come from a government building over there in Washington or whatever they're doing over there. We believe that a lot of innovation is actually happening right here in San Marcos and here in the San Diego area. So we hold these events once a month, and we feature a different local business and a different entrepreneur who has their own crazy story of how they got started. So we will see you guys at the next event. Thank you guys for coming.